Take those.
Take those. Oh, God.
What? Take those?
Dos.
What's up, everybody? I'm Paulie. This is Dom G. We're with the Reverse Shrimp Company. Training a lot lately. We've noticed that from white belt all the way to black belts, guys have a hard time retaining the mount. They get to the mount, you do all that work, you struggle, and you lose it. There should be an answer, for any kind of escape. You should be able to retain and maintain that mount when you get it, instead of just giving it up and just be like, oh, I'll just go to the submission because I'm good at it. We want to work on those things with you guys today. So we have some pretty cool and key details to show you guys to help you retain and finish from the mount.
Let's get into it.
All right.
We're going to start off with the day one, the trap and roll. We call it the day one. It's because it's the first escape that everybody learns. And before we hop right into it, if you haven't seen our escape video, I'll link it up somewhere around here. You have to understand the escapes in order to maintain the mount, right? So I have to know where he is going and what his goals are in order to shut them down and get into the counters that we're sharing with you right now. So there's three main counters, and we're starting with this one here. So as soon as I compromise my arm by hugging his head, I know Paul wants to take me in this direction because I don't have base on this side, right? He'll trap my foot, he'll roll me, no good, right? So to shut this down, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my center line and offset it with his in the opposite direction. So as soon as I hug, I'm gonna just shift an inch to the opposite side. And then to help maintain this, I know he's going this way, so I'm going to hook this leg. And it's not, we'll turn real quick. It's not a sticky hook. It's just a Turk of the leg. So I'm gonna back heel his hamstring. And as I do this, if he goes for this escape now, it completely shuts it down. So it's a very simple counter, but you have to be quick with it, right? You gotta know, as soon as I hug this head, I gotta shift and start hooking that leg if I feel like he's trying to roll me. So that'll lead right into the kipping escape.
It's really nice. That shuts down my hip with that leg Turk there and that shift of the weight also. So if I have the mount here on Dom and he's going to do a kipping escape, if I don't do anything or I don't drop my hips, he's just gonna be able to escape right away and he's coming right out. Right, so I wanna shut that down. I can feel what he's going to do once his hands come to my hips. Immediately, it's super important for me to drop my hips back here. Right, my hands go to the mat, I drop my hips and I pinch my knees. Right, at this point, now he can start to bridge up, but I'm connected to him, right? There's no space there. When he's doing that, I'm going to reach around his head, and when I do, I'm gonna grab a collar tie and drop my elbow, right? And that's gonna keep his head up off the mat, right? A lot of times you see guys just pull it up to their chest, and that's fine, but he's gonna, now that would lead into me just shifting my weight and turking that leg, right? So also when I do that, it kind of compromises my hips there, and now they're loose again, and I'm not able to maintain the mount, right? So I don't need to bring his head to my chest. I feel his hands coming to my hips. I already feel it. I'm already pinching my knees here. When I pinch and drop my hips, I'm right there. Now, if I don't feel like I want to reach for his head, right? Or maybe his head's, down, he's keeping it to the mat as he's doing that, but he's bridging, so he might not, but guys get sneaky. I'll just come across his face here, and I'll drop my elbow, right? And I'll cross face him and make him look away. That's usually what happens as he starts bringing his arms up and things that can I can set up arm bars and different things like that. So if his hands are here, sometimes guys are like, just pull the hands off. Man, his hands are there, I'm trying to pull them off. I can't pull them off. So I know, I can, but now I'm doing it, man, I'm compromising my base totally. So once again, his hands are on my hips. I feel that. I pinch my knees, drop my hips back. Once I do, if I can, I'll pick his head up off the mat, and he can start bridging. He's not gonna have it. If I feel like I'm losing it, no problem, let go and start to cross face him, dropping that elbow and open my elbow up. Right, so which will lead us into, we'll straighten up a little bit, perfect, right? Which will lead us into, so let's say Dom wants to do the hip elbow escape, or the knee to elbow escape rather, right? When he does, he's turning to his side, right? He's turning to his side. When he does, and I feel him coming across. Go ahead, Dom. I feel him coming across. My knees are still pinched here, but it's super important as his body's here. I need to bring him to the other side. So I punch the mat and I redirect him to the other side, right? Now I can square back up with him. If he decides to go to the other side, no problem. I'm already feeling this elbow come across my hip here, right? He's already planning here. I cannot let, if he turns to the side, right? Turn this way.
Yep.
More. Perfect.
Oh, gotcha.
Come this way here. There you go. And come through. Do the escape facing that way. Nice. I cannot let that happen. His elbow to my knee here, right? If it does, I have to right away cross face, bring him to the other side. He does it again. I bring him to the other side. If I feel like I don't want to punch the mat and redirect him, as he goes to the other side, right? I can just grab his face and bring him to the other side. It's a little bit more, I guess, aggressive, but I mean, that's okay, right? So now he's going to this side. I feel that, yeah, he's already, look at, man, this is no good. I can either reach all the way across or just drop him, bring his head to the mat, right? Now, maybe I can come across and go for a setup, right? So that knee elbow escape, you want to address that same way.
Now, if you miss this knee elbow escape counter by, like, he's already on his side and you failed. So, like, you want to catch this early. Like, as he's turning, it's the best time to hit this, right? So if I missed it, it's time to modify my mount. I don't want to lose the position here. And this is like your last ditch effort, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this backside leg and I'm going to slide it behind his shoulder line as I flip up to my right foot, and I'm going to keep my chest pressure down into his shoulder. So when I'm doing this helps keep this arm available for a gift wrap, and then I'm going to collect this far elbow for complete control, and then this will help set up a back take here. So I could do the chair sit. What I'll do is I'll fold this leg underneath his back as I pull him on top of me to take the back. I'll give you another angle on that. So I'll turn this way. Yep. So, and we'll go, yep. So he turns, I missed it. I'm already, as he's turning and I feel that I missed it, I'm modifying the mount, right? Reach for my grip, my gift wrap, collect that far elbow, tuck this leg underneath his back as I pull him on top of me for the back take.
Very nice, very nice.
So now we'll look at just like a recap and put them all together here, right? So again, there's those three counters, those three main counters that you got to pay attention to as you're maintaining the mount. So if we're going to go slow here, I feel his hands on my hips, right? So I'm sinking back. I know he's going for the kipping escape, right? Sinking back, I can pick his head up. Yeah, terrible. He'll end up doing something else because he's going to feel like as he's turning to his side, I'm already cross-facing and bringing him back. Cross-facing again. I've compromised my arm. I'm hooking this leg, offsetting my center line. And it's a constant game that you're playing until you could get limb extension and start to get underneath these arms to completely like shut down the opponent here. Once his elbow's above his head, this is where we're gonna get into like all of our finishes here. So while we're here, we'll just hop right into the arm triangle. Thank you, James Moore, for cleaning this one up for me. This is one of my favorite submissions, and I know that we've shared it with you in our bread and butter video, but we're gonna do it again here. So as Paul's starting to escape, maybe he's going for this kipping escape, right? So I'm pressing against the mat, sinking my hips down. But like you said earlier, I don't wanna just pull these arms up. I could create reactions by hitting this reverse crossface, right? I'm dropping my arm down here, and that brings his hand up. So I'm gonna go palm up, spin underneath, and punch the mat. When I do, I'm gonna dish my arm underneath his head here. And this goes right to our day one, trap and roll counter. I have to be aware that my arm is compromised on this side now, and my base is compromised. So I gotta get ready to hook this leg and sink off to the side if he starts to try to escape. But once I get this arm trapped, I gotta start this hand crawl and wrenching motion, right? So as I crawl my hand, and if he gives me some resistance here, I'm not gonna be able to just crawl my hand in this C motion, right? I'll hit a spot where I can't crawl anymore, and this is where I gotta straighten my arm. And once I straighten my arm, I'm gonna crawl a little bit more, and I'm gonna come back down. I don't wanna come back down and just give away all the space that I'm creating and come back to like square one. So I'm gonna crawl, I'm gonna extend. I'm gonna crawl, extend. And I am going in the C motion. So I'm crawling, extending, crawling, extending. And just like I don't wanna go back and give him all the space, I don't wanna let go now that his arm is across his face, to go here to give him time to, get his elbows back in, and now I gotta start all over, right? So once I get his arm across his face, I'm at this threshold where I could just pick my head up and go to the opposite side with my chin. When I do, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my head down below the ball of the shoulder. And I showed this before. Once your head is down to the mat, you're able to just squeeze and ride the mat in a C motion to go ear to ear with Paul to get the finish. And you can finish this one-handed, right? So as I go, I get the finish. And what this does is when I drop my head so low, it sets this shoulder underneath his chin. I don't want to be up high, squeezing and trying to drop my shoulder into his face. That's not what's going to end up choking him here. It's more like a north-south choke, right? So I'm going to come down, and then I ride the mat to get the finish. Now, a couple more details. So like if you get a tough opponent that's going buck wild, right? And you want to put your hands together, right? If he comes towards me, I could use this elbow here as a base. So I can base it out. And I'm strong here, and I'm balanced. When I'm going for the finish, I want to tuck this elbow underneath him so I'm not getting in the way of my head, right? So I bring my head down. It's the same finishing mechanic if I want to keep my hands together. I'm not squeezing. And I know as soon as you get your hands together, everybody wants to squeeze super tight. It's all about like that head placement. Now, if you're going for it and you feel that your opponent is, again, just being super stubborn and super tough, you could dismount here, so and come off to the side. So I could swing my foot, windshield wiper my foot over. And I'm gonna keep this knee across his hips as I fall to this far hip here. So I'm gonna sprawl out. And now it's the same finishing mechanic. I feel that I'm super high here. So I'm gonna come back down and drive for the finish. And one more counter you might see is when the guy answers the phone, right? So, and this is like the most basic, counter to the arm triangle, and you'll see it all the time. So as soon as you lock this up, this guy is answering the phone. If you're doing this right, you should be able to go right through the phone even with one hand. Right. I get low enough, I get into his armpit, and I drive right through the phone. If he's being stubborn and he's not giving up, and you're just not quite getting it, you could grab the phone and pull it across so you feel tension. And as soon as he's pulling back, I could let it go, which will slingshot it across his face and reset the choke. So you drop back down and slide in for the finish.
Whew. Oh, my ears are ringing. I feel like Ren and Stimpy. Woo, woo.
So next we'll check out the arm bar here.
On here, which is really cool, right? This is, it's a basic thing, but it's hard to be able to get his arms separated, right? And I can come off a little bit and come underneath and go, do it like Dom was saying. However, the guy's super stubborn here, and he's blocking, doing different things. So maybe, I decide, I'm waiting, I'm gonna wait, and he decides he wants to go for this kipping escape. When he goes to the kipping escape is my opportunity to come across. I'm still pinching, doing everything, sinking my hips, doing everything correct, and I come here. Once I do that, and he goes to remove that, I'm able to reach around his arm here. I only got a second, right? So I know that I'm gonna wanna pull across, but I'm not gonna just wanna do that. I'm gonna wanna shift my weight to the other side a little bit. When I do, I wanna get behind this elbow as I'm pulling, right? So I come through, boom, I'm right here. Now what I do, I use my body to push it up. When I push it up, I'm already underneath his arm. I'm turning my leg right away to this S mount. But when I'm doing that, I'm also reaching and collecting this arm here, right? Once I do that, I'm super tight here. Everything, I'm putting all my body weight, right now my body weight is not on top of him, all my body weight, leaning up, pinching my knee, leaning to my left side. When I do, I'm going to, before I sit back, I'm going to bring my leg over his head, right? I'm gonna come through, I can bring it across here, right across his face, just like that, or I can step it around. It's fine because I have his arms, right? So I'm here. As I fall back, I'm already here. I'm collecting everything together, right? I don't want to be loose here. Soon as I do that, I want to make sure that I cross my legs. My left one is going to be on the bottom, right? Not the top because there's a little bit of space here. It's going to be on the bottom. As I'm pulling his arm to me, it's going to be underneath his shoulder here. I'm keeping everything tight, right? Now, I'm going to go for a real basic finish. There's lots of different things you can do here, all right? But go for a basic finish. I'm going to slide my wrist here nice and close, right? When I do, I'm going to turn it towards him. That's the sharp part of my wrist, the thin part. I'm going to turn it towards him. When I do that, you can see I'm sitting here, everything's pinched, but look at my back. It's kind of arched. I want to make sure that I pull his elbow to my chest. It's glued to my chest. Keep it there as I'm turning my wrist and watch my spine as I start to lift up. Now I can let go of this arm anyways because I have his arm collected with my legs. I can grab my hand here and start the posture and start to get the finish. Man, when I do that, this is terrible. You know, at this point, now I can start to kind of really reach up and grab, right? And start to finish. If the guy seems to be stubborn here, no problem. Everything's super tight, I'll let go. I'll come up underneath here, right? Now, I can pull this arm here. I want to make sure that I keep this left one here. I can lean down and start to finish here like this, do different things, pinch this leg all the way down, turn and start to finish. I can get the armbar there also, but let's get a little fancy, right? So now I can grab his elbow here. When I do, I'm gonna pull it towards me, right? I got two options here, right? I can either throw my leg over and triangle it here and finish the armbar here. If not, right, I can let go, switch. Once I switch here, my knee is always staying pinched here. I'm over his wrist rather, and my shin comes up and I finish, right? So once again, all that is cool, but I want the setup, right? I want to be able to get the damn thing, right? If I don't get the thing, it's terrible. So who knows? I mean, maybe he's just kind of hanging out here and I just cross face here, right? Maybe it comes from here. You know, it depends, right? So, but let's say he's already here. I come back down. I'm using my elbows to pry him away. Man, he's pulling back down. Now I'm back here. I'm cross-facing him good. Not good. He's already coming through, right? If you kept him on that side, I would have hit that side. Doesn't make a difference, right? But he's here. I'm automatically getting ready to come through. I already have this arm. When I do, I can use my elbow or my hand, like Don said, reaching through and lifting. Now that's the way I take this opportunity to automatically bring my knee up, you guys. When I do that, I'm collecting this arm, sliding this one up at the same time. It was already simultaneously sliding up, right? Leaning on his chest, that S mount. Everything is pinched tight here, right? For joint purposes, I want to be able to lose, but I'm going to make him pay a little bit for that last one, right? So as I do that, now I come back up over. Everything is tight. Look, I brought his shoulders up off the mat, crossed my legs, pinched, right? Grab my wrist here, right? Grab my wrist here. Everything is pinched, and I start to kind of, start to finish as I bring up my spine, right? If I have a hard time, no problem, I can collect this arm. If I wanted to, like I said, I can cross my legs here, pinch down, and start to finish the armbar here. That's an option, right? But instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull his arm across, right? But before I do that, I'm gonna bring my hand through this other side. If you have a hard time getting through the other side, I'm gonna S-grip here. I'm gonna bring it through right there, especially when you're all sweaty. I'm gonna pull this arm across. When I do, I switch. As I switch, everything is tight. Right now, I don't have his arm, but I would grab over his wrist right away. If it was over the top, I'd grab his wrist right away, pinch, and get that finish. All right, so that one's a
fantastic.
Yeah, that one's bad. Lots of pressure on the chest there, you guys.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's look at the last one we're going to share with you guys, and that would be the mounted triangle. So, one of my favorite options from the mount. And again, it's a game of almost like rock, paper, scissors. But if you study the escapes, you already know what your opponent is going to play, right? So like, as he starts to escape, I gotta be maintaining the mount. His hands are on the hips, I'm sinking back. I wanna create some limb extension. I might take his hips off of me by cross-facing. Love this option, spin underneath, start to climb. As I climb this time, I'm gonna switch. Instead of having this arm around the head, I'm gonna keep it here as I slide up. I'm gonna go ahead and pin this hand down as I pick Paul's head up to throw my leg out and around into this triangle position. Now, to finish and to even lock up this triangle, I'll have to lean to the opposite side to give me the space to go ahead and lock this up. Shout out to Kyle though. I do finish this a lot. It's a little bit looser, but I do finish it a lot by just kneeling on my own foot if you don't have the flexibility to lock that triangle up, right? And so I want to think of it like a screw, right? I'm going to turn my body towards his arm and then bow to the mat as I reach for the far hip with the same side arm. So to finish, I'm going to go ahead and turn, keep myself based so if he goes buck wild, like he's not going anywhere. All right, reach for that far hip and then sink down for the finish. Yeah. So one more time, we'll go on the other side. So again, we want to create reactions, right? We want to be defending his reactions while creating our own. Instead of just pulling up, right? I don't want to pull his arm up and use force.
I'm not going to get that.
Yeah, I want to drive here, right? I spin underneath. And I start to work up. I'm going to grab, slide up, keep his head off the mat as I pin the opposite hand down, just like I would throw a triangle from the guard, right? I'm gonna nice tight swing of the leg here, up and around. I want it fully locked in, just like we shared with the triangle details. Like, I don't want all this space here. I don't want to try to finish it unless this crook of the knee is in the side of his neck, right?
Oh, it's a great detail.
So I could begin to just turn here to finish. Or if you want to get nasty, you could lean, lock it up, reach for the far hip as we lean and get the finish.
It's the whole thing is just bad.
That's terrible.
It all comes together really, really well.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have shown us a lot of love so far. We love making these for you. Please subscribe if you haven't. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Let us know what you want to see in the coming weeks, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.